Now, let's be honest, building an online store website can be very complicated. You would need some programmers to do it for you, and it may even take quite a bit of time. But what if I tell you that there is a product out there that makes it easy for you to build an online store? That's what we're going to do in today's video. So let's dive in and let me show you. So to begin this, we are going to need to install a few free services. So I'm going to come over here to my dashboard, and what I've installed ahead of time is our theme, which is called Astra. So I'm going to come over here to themes so that you can see where it is. So here it is. This is the Astra theme. It is absolutely free. Now to install it, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is to click on Add New Theme. And then over here on the right, this is where you want to search for Astra. Now, of course, here it's already showing because I have already gone ahead and activated. But in your case, you want to search for Astra like that, and it will show you in the results here, and then you can go ahead and install it. The next product you need to go in and install is a plugin called Elementor. So let's go ahead and let me show you how to install it. So the next thing we need to do is to come over here to plugins and then click on installed plugins. So at the moment I haven't installed it. So to install it, you want to click on add new plugin. So I'm going to click on that. And then over here, I'm going to search for Elementor. So here it is. We're going to download the free version. Now that's it installed. Next, we need to click on activate. Great. So now we have Elementor installed. Now what is going to run our online store is a plugin called WooCommerce. Again, it is absolutely free. And I've already gone ahead and installed it. It's the same process as you would if you're installing, let's say, for example, Elementor. You just search for it and then install it and activate. Now we need to install one more plugin, and this one here is very, very important. This is the plugin that's going to make our website look awesome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click on add new plugin. And then over here, we're going to search for ShopBuilder. So this version here is the free version. So let's go ahead and click on install now, and then we're going to activate. Great. So now that we have all these three activated, now I've already gone ahead and installed all my products on my site. So if I come over here to products and click on all products, you're going to see a list of all my products. Like for example, in this case, like that. Okay. So what can we do so far now that we've installed all these free plugins and a free theme? Well, if you head over here to ShopBuilder and then go to templates, you are going to notice something very exciting. So of course it's not exciting yet, but if you click on add new page, you're going to notice now that you are going to have all these templates. So at the moment we have these default templates. So instead of going in and creating a shop template and all these different kinds of templates, this is already created for you. So here, let's give this a name. So I'm going to call this my shop. And then over here now is where I can decide what type of template it is. So it can be a shop template, a category or archive, a products page, a cart, checkout, and so on. And all the templates can be found here. And so far we have 20. But here's the thing. What we need is even more templates so that we have more options on where we can or what we can choose in our design process. And this is where the pro version comes in because it has a ton of features. So over here, I'll leave the link to Radius theme ShopBuilder in the video description below as well. So here you can see we have powerful Elementor add-on for WooCommerce. So this has extensive documentation, and as you can see here, it is full of features. Now here's the licensing. For one site, it's only $48 per year. For 5 sites, it's $11. And for unlimited sites, it is $209 yearly. So if you're someone who wants to build your own online store, then I guess you can just go with the 48. But if you're a freelancer and you want to get started designing websites for small businesses, this is where you want to take the licenses that allow you to install even more sites. Okay, so as you can see here, I mean, you can install it on 5 domains. There's 100 widgets, 18 add-on modules. I mean, there's a ton right here. So I can't wait to get started. I've already gone ahead and downloaded the pro version. As you can see here, I have my admin area. If I go to downloads, this is the list of all my. So this is what you need to click on to download it. It's a shop builder. And then once you click on this, it's going to be a file that is going to be on your computer. Now to install it is very, very easy. All you have to do is to head over here, and then you want to come over here to plugins and then click on add new plugin. Now, remember when we were installing plugins, we were searching over here. but this time we need to upload it since it's downloaded on our computer. So I'm going to click on upload, choose file, and this is where you get to locate it on your computer. In my case, it's in my downloads folder right here. I'm going to double click on that, and now I can click on install now. This requires a license, so you need to make sure that you enter your license and pretty much you are good to go. Now, at any point, if you want to add pages onto your website, this is where you want to come click on pages, and then you want to click here on add new. So I know I'm going to need an archive page, so I'm going to go ahead and add it over here. So I'm just going to close this, and then I'm going to name my page like that. Next, I'm going to click on publish, and then click on publish one more time. So if I view the page, I know there's going to be no content on the page. Now let's head over back to our dashboard so we can explore what ShopBuilder Pro has for us. Okay, so I guess the first thing I want to do is to create my shop page, because at the moment, if I go to my site, but in fact, let me just open this so I can see what is happening on my site. So I have my shop page right here, and we can see that it has our products, but this is quite generic. So it may be that I want something that is a bit more exciting. So I want to really change this. So what I'm going to do now is to come over here. We're going to go to ShopBuilder, and then we're going to come over here to Template Builder. This is where we're going to now click on Add New Page. And I know the page I'm going to be targeting is my shop page. So I'm just going to call this My Shop. Now, at the moment, it supports Elementor. Now, Gutenberg is coming soon, and hopefully there's going to be one for Divi as well. But anyway, what I'm going to do next now, since I have now targeted that I need to set this to my shop page, is to now come over here to my templates. So as you can see here, we have different types. Now, what I like about this is I can actually preview these templates. So if I click here on preview, it's going to open up in a new tab, and then it's going to show me what this looks like. So far, this is quite simple. I can see I have a wish list here. And when I click on that, I can actually compare, and I can also do a quick view. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It's going to pop up, and I really like that, because when I go to my normal, this is a pre-designed one, I don't have those features, as you can see here. If I click on this, you can see there, it doesn't really look very, very exciting, whereas our preview here has a pop-up. So if I click on this eye icon, it has a pop-up and it shows my details like that. Okay, now let's try another one. So I'm going to close out of here, and let's take a look at another design. So this one here is template 1. So again, I'm going to hit quick preview. So it's important that you click on preview, because this is where you get to see what the template looks like, because in short glance, you won't be able to see what the template looks like. So unless you actually explore it. Now, this one is slightly different. Do you notice that when I hover over it, it now has my add to cart button. It also has my wish list, and I can also do a quick view. Again, the quick view is similar to what we had before. Now, it's a subtle difference, but the difference is very, very important. It makes our design very clean, but when you hover over it, this is where I can have my add to cart. So you can go through all these and pretty much do a quick preview to see what templates look like. So again, this one here looks very simple, but again, you can see now this pretty much overpowers our main item here by having a bigger button and these smaller buttons. So take your time, go through all these and see which one you like. Now, as you can see here, we start to have our Ajax filters. Now, this is getting more and more exciting. Again, here you can see we now have filters here on the left. So if you're running a shop which has a lot of products, you may want to now add this template, because this works really cool, because you can add more features. Now look at this. We have a countdown here. Of course, if I hover over it, it goes, but it's showing me that there's a countdown, 295 days, 19 hours, and so on. This is actually in this template, which is fantastic. So again, here, if I hover over this, it's giving me all my add to cart here. It's giving me my add to wish list, compare, and also quick view. And the quick view again is a pop-up, like I said before. Okay, so here in terms of filtering, we can filter here by bags. So let's say we want to filter bags only. You can see now we only have 2 bags. Now all this is built into ShopBuilder. This is really, really awesome. Now, if you want to do this on your own, this will take you ages. Chances are you won't even be able to do this. So you would need to hire, let's say, a developer to come up with something like this. But thankfully, with this plugin, we're able to have all these pre-designed templates for us. Okay, so moving on, we also have quite a few here. And as you can see, the Pro version has quite a lot to choose from. Now, all these are Ajax filters. So again, let me do a quick preview here and see what this one has. So again, this one here looks nice and simple. When I hover over it, now has my quick view, and it also has my wish list. But of course, it also has our filters. Okay, so let me not waste too much time here because I know this can get very exciting. Let's choose a template. So I'm going to go with this one here. So to choose a template, all you have to do is to click on import, and now our template is going to be imported and also applied to our page. Now you can see here it says done. So at this stage now, the next step is to edit with Elementor. So I can click here, and this is now going to take me to my Elementor page builder. And here we are. So I'm going to close this. In fact, I'm going to skip it. Right. So this is our layout. If there's anything else you want to go in and customize, you can pretty much go in and make your customizations. So let's say, for example, you want to go in here and perhaps you want to change maybe the background color. You can go in and, add your color. So for example, I've just added that, but of course that's a bit too dark. You can just make it very light if you want to, or a bit dark. Like that. It's pretty much, up to you how you want to further customize this. Okay. But everything can be done here in the page builder. Next, if you want to go in and customize this, you can go in. Now, notice how this plugin is so powerful. When I click here, you're going to see that we have our grid layout. It could be that you don't have quite a lot of products and you just want to add a few products here. So in that case, you can choose your grid layout 2, which is this one right here. Now this has a different design altogether, and you're going to notice the subtle differences when I hover over here. So this one here is what we had before. And if you keep an eye here, you're going to notice that the design is different. So as you can see, this one here is much cleaner. In fact, I really like this one, but there are quite a few to choose from. So over here, we have grid layout 4. Again, this one here has our icons here on the side and so on. When it comes to the number of columns that you need, you can actually go in here and choose your columns. So let's say I want 4. There we go. So now you can see we have our 4 columns, and over here we also have our lists, our list layouts. So I mean, there's a ton of customizations you can do here, but I like the UI. It is very, very easy to use as well. There we go. So we have our action buttons here, and we can group our tooltip. So as you can see here, this is really, really cool. Okay, so I want to go back to grade 3 layout because I like this. It's nice and simple. So once you're happy with that, all you have to do now is to click on publish. Okay, great. So now that this is published, let's take a look and see if this is now looking the way we want. So I'm going to go to shop, and when I refresh this to make it active, you want to come back over here to ShopBuilder, and you see this button here which says set as active. You want to make sure you click on that, because if you don't, then when you take a look here, you won't see any changes. Okay, so now that we've activated it, I can now come over here and then I can refresh my page, and sure enough, now we have our updated layout, and this looks pretty cool out of the box. So I can filter by price. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So I can get rid of it here. I can filter by colors. So let's say I want to target black. Now we're down to 4. So it is really, really cool. Okay, let's move on and let me show you even more features, because this plugin has a ton of features. So this is how you create your template. All right, so the next thing we want to do is to head over back to our shop builder here, and we want to add a new template. All right, so this time we want a product page. So we're going to come over here and I'm going to say this, my product. Okay, great. So over here, I can target all the products, or I can select a preview product here, but of course I'm not going to do that. In fact, this is for editing purposes. So let's see what products I have. So I'm going to go with black leather, or I can just type in leather. Okay, there we go. Right. So if we want to, again, take a look at our templates, we can see we have quite a few to choose from. There's this one here. Just like before, you can first do a quick preview to take a look and see what it looks like. And as you can see here, it is a very nice, clean design. It has all the information that we need here. And when I cycle through this, it goes through all my options. It is really, really nice. And then over here, it has my description and my related posts. Okay, so let's close out of here. And let's move on to the next one. So again, I'm going to do a quick preview, And this time, this one here is slightly different because I'm sure you can see that it has all our little icons over here on the left. The buttons here have changed shape a little bit. And when I scroll, you can see here our description, additional content, all has changed. It's now a very subtle design. Really, really nice. Next, we have this one right here. I can do a preview as well and take a look at it. Again, this one here is really nice because you can see now as I'm scrolling, my image here stays in view, and I really like that subtle design change right there. And now you can see it's going to go with the rest of the content. So I really like this one here. I'm just going to close out of here and I'm going to go ahead and import it. Okay, so now that it's imported, just like before, I can go ahead and edit with Elementor and do a few touch-ups before I make it public. So right now, if we take a look at our product, it's going to look like this. It's very generic, as you can see here, but after we've made our changes, it is going to be much, much better. All right, so here we are in Elementor. So again, we're in the builder. We can go in, we can change a few things in here, but I'm not going to do that. Here, we also have our default layout. We have our accordion layout and so on. We can make those changes here. Now, further down here, there's also other items we can go in and customize. Okay, so let's say I'm really happy with that. I can now hit publish. So now that I've published that, I need to go back and make sure it's set to active. So I'm going to exit to WordPress. And in fact, I need to go to my dashboard and here it is. It needs to be set as active. I'm going to click here to set it as active. And then now when I go to my product and refresh this page, you're going to notice a difference. And sure enough, our design here is slightly different. And when I scroll down here, you can see here it is stuck there and then it continues on. So step by step, you can see how my design is transforming and it is really, really cool. Now let's do one more. And I also want to show you other features that we have. So this time I want to target my archive page. So let's go ahead and name this like that. So my template here is going to be archive or category. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then here is asking me for categories to search. So I'm not sure what categories I have. So let's go ahead and check. So I can see this one here is bag. So let's go ahead and search for bag and select that. So with this now, it is very, very unique because I can specifically create archives for specific items. So it can be based on tag, it can be based on a few things. So if I close out of here, I can search and here are my archive templates. So just like before, you can see I can go in and preview and choose whatever I need to choose from here. So I'm just going to go quickly and click on import. Again, I'm going to say edit with Elementor. So here's my archive. I can now just publish this. So just like before, I need to set my archive here. So what you need to continue doing on here is to go in and set up all your pages that you need. So for example, here I'm on the cart page and this is very generic. So again, you can choose a template for your cart. So I'm going to come over here and for my template here, I can select cart and then I can choose how I want it to look. So let's say this is the look I'm going for. In fact, let's give this a name. I'm going to call this cart. And let's say I choose this one here. I can import it and then edit with Elementor like how I did before. So at the moment, this is what it looks like. So let's say I am happy with this design here. So here I'm going to activate my cart page and then I'm just going to come back over here and refresh. So I'm pretty sure you get the gist of how this works. Now let's choose a page and let me show you what else we have with the ShopBuilder. So if I go back to my dashboard here and create a new page, so let's just call this page a test page, or yeah, let's just call this test. I'm going to hit publish. And then next I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. Now what I'm going to show you is really awesome. So notice that we have our ShopBuilder modules here. So let's say I go in and add Flexbox, and perhaps I'm going to add, let's say, this grid. If I want to add all my elements, I can click here on this plus button and notice now I have a product grid layout. So I can just drag and drop this in here and right away I can start designing it the way I want. So if I click here on this pencil icon, all my options are now over here. So I can choose my grid layout like that. And there's different styles of a layout that I can do. I can adjust my gap here between the buttons. I can also query items. So let's say, for example, I need to exclude products. So I'm going to call this Amazon. Okay, so there we go. So let's say I want to exclude this product right here. I can just go ahead and select it, and now it has been excluded. I can limit my products to about 12. I can offset, and then over here I can filter by categories. So as you can see, this is really, really powerful, and this is just one of the modules or one of the elements. So I can continue on here and make a custom page based on whatever I want. So I'm going to right click here and delete it. And you can see there's a ton of these. We also have a highlighted product here. We have product categories. We have a single category and so on. But what I really like now is these are the tools that we have, like pricing table, for example. I can literally just add in my pricing table. So let's click here on this plus button and add our layout. So this time I'm just going to go with 2 column so that I can show you how these work in different views. So the one I'm really keen on showing you here is our countdown. Look at that. I'm going to drag and drop it in here. So it could be that you have a product which you want to add a countdown timer to, and perhaps maybe it's going to be running out in a certain time. This is where you can go in and customize this. So there's different customizations here. I can actually go to my style here if I need to go in and adjust the sizes and so on. Okay, so let's say we're going to take up most of the space here. In fact, yes, okay. So I can adjust my gap, as you can see here. I can adjust the width, okay? I can adjust my height. I also have my digital style here if I need to change the colors and so on. But what I really like now is we can also go into the content here and go into the timer settings. So this is where I can add in my date. So let's say this is expiring in, let's say, Tuesday. I can add my date, and right away you can see it has started counting down, which is really awesome. And then over here, I have my content settings. So on my settings here, I can display the days, or I can also disable them. So now I only have the hours. So there's so many things I can go in and customize in this plugin. We also have our display hours and so on. We have our minutes. We also have our labels. So if you want to just add the shortcuts, you can just say perhaps that, and then you can just add mins as minutes and so on. So it is really, really, really powerful. So that's your timer settings, and this is your layout. Okay, so let's move on, and let me also show you that we have another feature here. But for this, in fact, I'll need to show you as the page is showing. Okay. So we have our countdown timer here. So let's just publish this. Now let's take a look at even more. We have our advanced headings. We have our drop caps. We also have advanced buttons, our call to action, our info box. We also have our pricing table, image hotspots. There's a lot that we can play around with here. Here we have our progress bar, and the customizations are all here. If you want to go in and customize it, you can go in and add your fill color, your stroke color. You can even add your radius and so on. Okay, let's go back to our elements. So we have our call to actions. We have our image hotspots, as I mentioned before. So there's a ton that we can go in and add here. And they continue adding even more features as time goes on. So as you can see here, this is really, really, really cool. So let's add one more here. I'm going to click on this plus button, and I'm going to go ahead and add my layout, single column, and then I'm going to click here on this plus button. Okay, so this time I can add my wish list table by coming over here. So you can see here, this could be a specific wish list, which when you go to this page, you can see all your products here. And of course, you'll have your countdown timer. And if this is a promotion for all the items in the wish list, you can actually add a coupon code here that they can enter for them to get the discount. So there's so many options that we can play around with here to really make your online store look really, really awesome. All right, so the next area I want to show you is the settings. So over here on ShopBuilder, if you click on settings, there's more customizations that you can do. So over here, we have our global settings. So if I click here, I can go into Elementor widgets. Now notice that I can actually disable stuff that I don't actually use, because at the end of the day, you don't want things cluttering your whole design or your page, because sometimes it can be very difficult to find what you're looking for. So let's say, for sure, you're not going to have your team members, you're not going to have an image accordion, and perhaps maybe you're not even going to have this countdown. So you can just go in here and disable what you don't need. Like now, these are general. You can also go into the Elementor widgets themselves. Perhaps you don't want the archive title. You can remove that like that. You can go into single. Again, you can go in here and remove all the items that you may not need. So you can continue doing this until you are satisfied with pretty much what you are going to be using in your designs. So here you can see I have my product stock. If I don't want to show it, I can just do that. And I mean, this is really, really cool. Over here, we also have our modules. I can activate and also deactivate the modules that I don't need. So for example, here we have a pre-order. Let's say I want this, I can just activate it like that. And this is going to activate my pre-order modules. And then I can go ahead and save. The really cool thing here is under these modules, I can either disable all or enable all. This will save me a lot of clicking all the time. Okay, so notification settings. So this is also a feature that is really cool for your shop, because if you go on your site and you can see all these notifications, I mean, it just makes your website much, much easier to use, unlike just receiving emails. So you can go in here and customize your notifications. You can also customize your social share and so on. Over here, we have our checkout. Let's say there's certain elements you want to remove. You can go in here into your shipping fields, and then you can go in and customize this. You can just uncheck what you don't need, and pretty much you have a custom checkout page. All right, great. Now, if you need any help, you can come over here to get help. There's also quite a lot of documentation. I mean, right away, you can see here we have a nice video here. And when you scroll down here, you can also see we have really cool testimonials. Over here, we have our themes and our apps. And here is where we can choose a pre-made theme. Now, the features just keep on coming. This is really awesome. So again, let's say you don't want to spend so much time, designing, the look and feel of your whole site. What you can just do is to take a quick look at all these themes. Maybe you may be going for something like, let's say, organic products, for example. You can just do a quick view here, and this will give you an idea of what template looks like. And look at that. This is all pre-designed for you. So when you choose this template, you can go in now and exchange or replace these images with your images. So I think this really covers everything that you need when it comes to setting up your online store very, very easily from scratch. It is full of features. Anyway, in my opinion, this product is fantastic. I like all these features. It just makes it easier for me to go in and set everything that I need. So perhaps maybe you want to create websites for your clients, or you want to create your own online store. This definitely is a fantastic product. I really like ShopBuilder because of its simplicity. It's a well thought through product, and I'll leave a link to that also in the video description below. Now, let me know what you guys think in terms of what I've demoed so far, and if you think that it may be very easy to set up your own store, also let me know in the comments box below. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, in the next one. Take care.